What's going on, guys? Nathan here, bringing you yet another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary, and this is actually the last part of my terrible Team Fortress 2 series, which actually I don't know if anybody really knows about anymore because I've been procrastinating this last episode for so long, but, you know, I mean, it's not as if I've been consciously procrastinating it, it's just that I've had other stuff to do, and I don't know, laziness and stuff. But anyway, so we are playing on PL Hoodoo Final, and the weapons I'm using are the default needle gun, the Vaccinator, and then the Amputator, I believe, is my melee. And I'll get into why all of these weapons are terrible. No, I'm just kidding. They're not really terrible, but, I mean, they are terrible. It's just that I don't really want to give a vibe of complaining of the commentary, and I think that kind of came across falsely in previous terrible Team Fortress 2 episodes, but I'm just kind of laying out, you know, why some weapons are more powerful than others, and I mean, you have a lot of weapons in Team Fortress 2, and the more weapons that you make for a game, the more chances there are that things are going to become unbalanced, and a lot of the times that's what happens. So yeah, I'll get into why all of these weapons aren't the best. First off, we have the default needle gun, and I believe this is a fairly obvious choice just because it doesn't benefit you or your team in any way when you're not using it, at least. For example, the Blutsauger could benefit you if you actually take it out and start hitting people. It's really fun to be a battle medic that way, but yeah, I mean, the default syringe gun does give a little bit more healing per second versus the Blutsauger. However, I just noticed that I'd rather have the Blutsauger where I'll be able to use it effectively in combat and have a little bit less of a heal rate than something that won't really benefit me in combat and gives me a better heal rate. So I don't know, it really depends on your playstyle, I guess, but so I'd personally rather take the Blutsauger. And then there's the Crusader's crossbow, which I would actually take the crossbow over the default syringe gun because I can benefit my team every once in a while, you know, shooting some arrows from long distance to heal people, and they also do an okay amount of damage. I think it's like 40 or something per shot. But yeah, I'd rather have the Crusader's crossbow over the default needle gun. And then there's the Overdose, which I believe is probably the best needle gun, depending on what kind of Uber you're using, because the Overdose does benefit medics who build Uber a lot, and I'd rather take its passive ability, which is greater speed depending on your Uber, than, I don't know, having no ability, which comes with the default syringe gun. So that's kind of just why I picked the syringe gun as the worst. Moving on here, we have the meta gun, the Vaccinator, and this will be a gigantic argument in the comments, I'm sure, but Vaccinator is worst in my opinion. Now, MVM completely aside, it is pretty much the worst on the battlefield, even worse than the quick fix, and people will be like, oh my god, the quick fix is actually good. No, it's not. The quick fix sucks. It's, Kritzkrieg and Metagun pretty much overpower both of the other metaguns, and I just really don't like the Vaccinator because you don't really get a lot of benefits from it, and I don't get what kind of playstyle would benefit from its Uber. I just really don't like it, and like 10% resistance to whatever damage type you have on is pretty much nothing. And with its Uber itself, first of all, you get four Ubers of 2 seconds each, which equals 8 total seconds of Uber, which with the other metaguns you actually get 10, and its Uber is weak versus the other metaguns because you have a 75% resistance to the specified damage type, which is complete crap because with the metagun I could be invulnerable. Plus you have the slower overheal speed, which is just another con added to the Vaccinator. So I'm really not a fan of this metagun. I believe it's pretty terrible, and you really shouldn't use this if you're going to go try hard medic. However, I do like the sounds and the view model of the Vaccinator. I sort of like that deep bass that it gets when it like acquires an Uber, and I don't know but that's just kind of something that I've noticed as well. So yeah, pretty much terrible metagun. Lastly, we have the melee for the medic, and I chose the Amputator. Now, a lot of people would say the Bone Saw is the worst because the Amputator seems like a straight-up upgrade, but that is actually not true. On the TF2 wiki, the Bone Saw actually does have a greater crit chance, and yeah, the Bone Saw is amazing for dishing out the crits just because it has a greater crit chance, plus the whole mechanics of medic getting crits. I really don't want to explain all of it right now, but basically, with Medic, you have a greater chance of crits because the damage that your heal target is doing pretty much is transferred onto you, which means that you have a greater chance of doing crits because crits is based on how much damage you do in X amount of time, but that's a whole complicated system. But yeah, so Bonesaw, definitely greater than the Amputator. Then you also have the Solemn Vow, which has a passive ability that could be useful in some situations, but I think I'd rather take the Solemn Vow, which has a passive ability, than a melee such as the Amputator, where you actually have to take it out and use it in some sort of fashion. And I guess, I don't know, I mean, I don't really use my melee that often as Medic, and maybe I really should, and I don't know, have that area heal with the Amputator more, because it does have great potential, but with my playstyle, I just don't really take out my melee that much, and I'm always like, oh, I gotta heal this guy with my metagun, you know, just go, switch heal targets. So I guess it's something that escapes my mind quite a bit, but that is the video, guys. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a rating, always appreciate that, and feel free to subscribe for more Team Fortress 2 content, and I'm gonna stop my ranting now, so peace out.